call to order. It's 1:45 p.m. We do the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh yeah. So I pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And then at this moment, we will observe a moment of silence for the previous director, J.J. Gomez. Okay. Y'all may be seated now. I'm going to do a quick roll call. Did everybody get to sign? Okay, I'll pass it over. Okay, so Ariana Valdez, she's on her way, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then Elizabeth Carrera.
Present.
Okay, Federico Lizondo, present. Viviana Frank, so she has an excused absence. So if we have quorum, we'll vote on that. Luis Vasquez.
Here, present.
Okay, Roberto Gonzalez. He also has an excused absence.
Yeah, he said he was out of town.
Okay, so we'll vote on that if we have quorum. Bianca Brewster.
Present.
Servando Leal.
He's on his way.
On his way. Nidia Robles.
Present.
And Mayra Hernandez. So she's also has an excused absence. Okay, so we are 5 board members. I think we can go into the reports.
For clarification, at this time there is no quorum. However, we'll go ahead and move, go into the reports since there's no action items.
Okay. So if you go to the second page of the agenda, under communications and new businesses. So the first item there is a status report by Executive Director Jose Garcia.
Good afternoon. So I did send the report, but it was a little late, so I apologize for that. That's why we couldn't print it out. But it's really simple. We did have the big event we had in December was the Noche Buena workshop, which was on December 20th, 2025 from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. We had a total of 81 participants that went. We had 2 volunteers that helped us out during the event. And we had 5 vendors that participated as well. They varied, right? There was some that sell collectibles, so it was AT&T, another one sold tamales. We each charged them a fee of $50, so we were able to collect $250, which is not bad for our first, pop-up shop event. Well, pop-up shop, what do you call it? Add-on. We did have 2 sponsor tables there present. It was Maviana Healthcare and Texas Elite Realty group. So we had 2 people present there. We had 10 poinsettias that were purchased and raffled out through the event to all participants. So it was a great event. During that event, we were able to get money from the sponsors to hire the Santa Claus from Guerra Communications. The Santa Claus was present there from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. The radio station was there too. The host, they were there conducting interviews via Facebook, also via the radio as well. And they had the sleigh and everything. It was pretty fun. It was pretty good. People had fun. Really quick, we did have a total of 6 sponsors. Aviana Healthcare sponsored $200. Trading Logistics sponsored $200. Texas Elite Realty Group sponsored another $200. Experts Maintenance Group sponsored $50. Viajes Alexa's agency sponsored $50. And then Over the Top Creations also donated $50. So with that money, we were able to allocate the Santa Claus, which was $700. So I am planning to give Bobby the other $50. Okay. And right now, I wanted to just add on, I was able to change the water under Lucas's name now, so it's officially under us. I know we're gonna have to pay it every month now, so we're good with that. I already let community development know as well. And other than that, so far, we did have community hours, people going as well through other Saturdays and, throughout the month, but I'll let Jose continue with that part.
Yes. Here in your folder, you will see my report for November and December. I'm happy to report that throughout the year 2025, we were able to develop 21 events, 21 workshops at Canseco. Here's the list. Here's the master list of events. You will see it here, and the number of kids or students that attended or persons that attended our classes, workshops, and the partner orgs. Here I'm just missing the number for the Noche Buenas workshop, but if we go to the next page, the key functions of the organization, we will see that as of December 16, over 1,000 people, 1,039 people attended Canseco, plus the Noche Buenas people, the Noche Buenas workshop people that attended that day. Also in 2025, we had 10 school field trips at Canseco. We had 4 school visits, and we attended 8 out of 11 farmers market. And if we go to the next page, we will see the November report of workshops. In November we had 125 attendees at Canseco, and in December we had 52, brought the 81 plus 81 that attended the Noche Buenas workshop. And that's what I have to report. We just started our new relationship in December with Laredo Job Corps, so they have been coming to the garden before the break. So I'm looking forward to them coming back soon, really soon. And that's it. I got invited to a radio station last week in Laredo to talk about Lucas. Also, this morning I was at Canseco and we got a visit from KGNS, so we're gonna have a story tonight at 10 p.m. for us. And what else? In November we attended 2 career days.
Yeah, so that's another thing. We've been participating more with the districts for career days. We attended 2 career days together, and then I by myself attended. There was a Halloween pop-up trunk event, I think it's called like that, and that's the event that I gave out basil seeds to students. Of course, I told the teachers right here, you take care of it, but you can tell the students and let them know with their parents, they can grow it and whatnot. And I am also in the talks with the representative from UASD so that maybe we can explore after school programs and whatnot. Also, we are looking into maybe getting interns in our organization, but of course we're pending, other what do you call it?
Technicality.
Yeah, technically like an office. We do need an office there at these sites in order to get, but again, we're already working on that. And another thing was now with LISD, I was able to get a contact person as well that I can contact so that again, we can look at after school programs or participating in more career days, etc., just to get the word out to the students and parents and whatnot. So we're working on that. And also I know that with the judges, we've been getting a lot of the court mandated volunteers, but we've been getting more and more, so that's a good thing. And I know we're planning on going to the judge's office, and let them know as well. They already know, but again, just to remind them. Oh, and another thing, I was approached by Ms. Parra, the Bezergo dean from LC, Laredo College. She wants to meet next week so that we can start again with a new set of students that are part of the program. So they're going to be assigned to Lucas. That way they can start participating this semester. So
Awesome.
We're getting the ball rolling. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Okay, so next is the vice chair report, which is mine. So I think maybe some of this will make sense once we go over the agenda items, but I did just want to notify you all about residency and eligibility verification that the city is verifying with especially city staff, but also committee members. We want to make sure that at least the majority of the board is resident of the city of Laredo, and so essentially you'll have to provide, like, if I'm registered to vote address, I guess, and Dyra sent a letter, I wanna say it was maybe on December 23rd, an email with that letter, just requiring what's needed of us to verify that, so at the moment, I think we have 2 submitted. So we would need to make sure that the city employees get those in, which would be 2 more individuals, 4 total, and then we would need 2 more additional members. So if you also haven't done yours, please submit it, and as long as 6 board members are City of Laredo residents, we should be good to go. The other thing too, so I've been out for a while, and I've been trying to catch up on the board meetings and whatnot, and I just wanted to clarify with the role of the committees. So essentially the committees are there to provide, the background work, but they cannot vote or decide on anything. So they can bring it up to the board, and then the board as a whole takes that vote. But I know we talked about in one of the last meetings about having I don't know if it's like a finance and audit committee, and that's good, they can still meet, but whatever decisions they make will need board approval. So they just basically provide the research and the recommendation to the board, and then ultimately the board decides. But that's pretty much it for me. I do have some of the items on the agenda that I'll clarify more on, and then as well as the approval of minutes. Since I was out, they got backtracked a bit, so hopefully we can vote on those. So that's the end of my report. So now, number 4, status report by Board Secretary Luis Vasquez.
At this time, for the record, there's no report of status.
And then status report by Board Treasurer Roberto Gonzalez. So he has an excused absence.
Do you have any?
Oh,
I can report
Yeah.
the activity up to the last closed month, which is December 31st. That's
Yeah,
okay.
perfect.
Okay. There's no action on this anyways. Should be fine. Let me access. So this is the statement of financial position or balance sheet as of from October to December 31st, 2025. Closed the bank with $80,000 for 172. There's prepaid expenses for $20,000. Those include the mobile office and other tools that were purchased in November and October. And the reason they're in prepaid expenses is because once the asset is placed in service, that's when you move it to like the equipment, furniture, like long-term assets. That gives us a total equity or total net assets of 100,615. That's on the balance sheet. Now for the profit and loss, the revenue and expenses from October to December 31st, the same period. There's $88,300 in grants. There's that were received in that period. You have social media, advertising and marketing, including social media at 1,375. Contract labor, that includes professional fees, grant writing consultant
So sorry.
at 32,291. And then you have internet expense, hardware and software, 1,241. Storage expense, 2,100. You have and one of the main items in the contract labor were the payments for the food time. Repairs and maintenance, 8,867, and then of course you have farm supplies at 129, and utilities at 700, and then of course you have wages and payroll taxes at 26,396. given a net income or a surplus of 12,493. There are a few charges, like about $1,000 worth in charges that they haven't been categorized yet because I'm pending for the bank statement to get the bank statement from Bob. But yeah, you guys closed the December 31, 2025 with a surplus of $12,000 change. And just the current bank balance as of right now is at 75,615.
Thank you for that information. Okay, so let the record show that Ariana Valdez is here at 1:59 p.m. and we officially have quorum. So I guess we'll go to action item, the item 4, approval of minutes. That's on the first page. Okay, so this is gonna be a long one. My apologies, but since I was out, I had to provide the minutes.
The November one?
Yeah, so let's start off with, do you have the,
We can take them all together,
okay.
make it easy.
Sorry, I'm trying. Okay, so, just to go over really quick, so with the August 21st, so those meeting minutes have been corrected. I think I had previously included Nidia Robles as present in that meeting, and I corrected that to remove her from there. And then on September the 30th, those, I was out, but I was still able to draft the meeting, and the same thing with October 23rd. So there's those, and then the one for November 13th is the one that you
Yeah,
drafted.
I did that, and then I know someone, mentioned
did
some errors. I went ahead and corrected that, so I have the official, final one here. For the record.
Okay, I did have a question on that one. But let's see, the action item 8, I think it is. So it's page 6 out of 6, so discussion with possible action to increase spending, authorize amount limit for executive director. So, the motion there is to allow the Finance and Audit Committee to make a recommendation on increasing the authorized spending limit for the executive director. I think there was initially some misunderstanding that, that action item approved the spending limit for the executive director, but it's actually going to go to the Finance and Audit Committee to make a recommendation, and then they'll bring that up to the board. So just wanted to clarify that because there was some questions with that. But yeah.
I did put recommendation, cause it's an advisory board.
Yeah, yeah, and I went back to look at the meeting minutes myself. I also understood that the motion was made that way. So I don't have any corrections. I don't know if anybody has any corrections. Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from August 21st, 2025, September 30th, 2025, October 24th, 2025, and November 13th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. None heard, motion carried. Okay, so now, item 5, public comments. So citizens are required to fill out a witness card no later than 2 p.m. and can be found at 1301 Farragut Street, 3rd floor conference. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. No more than 3 persons will be allowed to speak on any side of an issue. Speakers may not pass their minutes to any other speaker. Comments should be relevant to city business and delivered in a professional manner. No derogatory remarks will be permitted. do we have anybody who signed up for public comments?
No.
Okay, so no public comments. Okay, so now, we'll go to section 6, action items. It's on page 2 of the agenda. So, item 1, discussion and possible action to accept Ryan Cantu to the open board member vacancy and any matters related thereto. So, Ryan, I don't know if you wanna give an introduction and just share a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name's Ryan Cantu. I was born and raised here in Laredo, Texas. I graduated from United High School in 2004. I've been away for a while. I've been at UT. I went to law school in Houston, and I've been practicing law in Houston and Austin, more recently in San Antonio. So I'm currently living full-time in San Antonio. My law office is in Austin. I do civil litigation, so I kind of commute back and forth. They let me work mostly remote from San Antonio. But the good thing about that is that I can kind of be here more often. I can get down here very easily for these meetings. I already have like a connection to here with a nonprofit on the Laredo Film Society, so I am aware of just the process of grants and running a nonprofit. So that's been a very good experience. More recently, I think the way I got into this area was through freelance writing, through magazine writing, and more recently submitting a book manuscript through Texas Tech University Press, which deals with the culinary history of South Texas as well as northeastern Mexico, so our neighboring states of Tamaulipas, Coahuila, and Nuevo Leon. And so that's, I've kind of learned a whole lot about our culinary history and native history. That's connected me to groups in San Antonio, like urban farms. There's two different urban farms, one on the west side and one on the south side. The one on the south side is very cool because it's like indigenous led, so it's called Tamautalom, so it's led by Tapi Lam, which is the Native American group in San Antonio. And that's connected me to some people with the San Antonio Food Policy Council, so I feel like, my role here can kind of be strengthening those connections between San Antonio and Laredo and bringing people down. So with Laredo Film Society last fall, we had a couple of great events, one of which was with chef and writer Adan Medrano. Were some of you all there?
Yes.
So that was a great event, very well received. And I have some ideas for other stuff we can kind of bring down here for people from out of town. Servando's not here, but one person in particular is Lucio Contreras. I'm not sure if you're aware. She has actually roots to Laredo, but she's a Lipan Apache and she runs a Texas Tribal Buffalo Project. So they're trying to bring bison, kind of bring them back to life here in Texas since they've been gone for so long. So they have several acres up near Floresville in San Antonio. So, I'm trying to connect her with Servando, and one idea that I had was to have sort of a mid-year sort of food town event in the summer. I'm not sure if you all are aware of like what they call encuentros. So Adan Medrano had one with Bobby actually. So it was like a weekend of panels and just discussions celebrating the cuisine of this area of South Texas. And I went to another one in Austin that was all centered around maize, so around maize culture and how Native Americans use them and how to grow it sustainably. And so I thought it might be cool to have one here in Laredo, like an encuentro de mezquite, something focused on our land and what grows out here, and have people like Lucille, Servando, so not only focusing on cuisine, but also on land preservation and river preservation and ecology and things like that. So with that, I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for considering me, and I'm happy to be joining.
Yeah, we're really excited. Thanks for sharing that. So with LCOES, we have our bylaws and our resolution. Have you seen those by any chance? If not, we can set up.
I can send it.
Here's a copy.
I can send it after they were. I had to be voted in order for me to send it.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Well, I can browse. Yeah.
yeah, so that's kind of our guiding documents here.
Okay.
We also have a website in case you want more information. But I did want to mention with the bylaws, there's certain requirements on the positions. I guess maybe not requirements, but criteria. And so we have, I want to say 4 city departments or 4 representatives from city departments, and the rest of the board is for community members. So the position that is available is agriculturist or local urban agriculture and sustainability advocate. which one of those you would prefer to be under. The agriculturist, if I'm not mistaken, is about beekeeping. And then the local urban agriculture and sustainability advocate is more general. And from what it sounds like, I think you have experience there, but I don't know if you have a preference.
Yeah, I would say the more generalist
Yeah.
position makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you remind me just so I can write it down?
So it's a local urban agriculture and sustainability advocate.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you look at our bylaws, it should be on there, but we just wanna make sure that we're voting in the correct position. So I'll make a motion to vote in Ryan Cantu as our local urban agriculture and sustainability advocate for the LCUAS board.
Second. Oh, you can.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard, motion carries.
Thank you.
Welcome to the board.
Thank you.
I'll send all the
Oh, it's okay,
documents
it's okay.
right
Okay.
after the meeting.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll look through that.
Yes.
And yeah, they're also on the city website in case you ever need to reference them. I know I'm always like, where did I save it? Let me just go online. But yeah, so thank you so much for joining. We're really excited to have you, and glad the board was in approval of that, and now you can count towards our
Okay.
quorum.
Quorum.
It'll be
Excellent.
easier. I think that's probably the last vacancy that we had, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So we're a full board finally. That'll be helpful.
Real
Okay.
quick, can you remind me when the normal meetings are? Because this is kind of an irregular.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every third Thursday.
Every third Thursday. Okay.
That one for today.
Yeah, and I usually send like a week prior, a reminder. And if we have to change it for whatever reason, like we did this month, I also send messages a week before just to get notifications from everybody.
Okay.
Or confirmation, sorry, from everybody.
Thank you.
And the farmer's market is, I think, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, yeah. I'll send you, I have the schedule as well. I already shared it with Jose and Myra shared it with me, so I'll send it to him too, just so he's aware of, what dates.
The annual calendar?
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
yeah, you can, yeah.
Okay, does anybody feel like we need to go into executive session or would like to go into executive session? Okay. So let's go to action item 2. Discussion and possible action related to the sale of the portable office unit and any matters related thereto. So with this action item, a lot of them kind of fall in together, so I guess I'll give you all the general context here. But essentially with the renovations that are going on in Canseco House, we have to make sure that they have enough space to do the construction and that part of the renovation of the building. And so we initially planned on putting the mobile office unit in
On the right side over here, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. On the right side by Seymour Street,
Yeah.
that was the original plan, but we were told that we cannot put it there because the city's planning to use that area for like materials,
Access.
the construct access and everything, so we had to move it. And now we asked if we could place it in the front next to the greenhouse because that's the other open area that we have at the moment available. We got I got confirmation from community development that they do allow that, but now I have to work with planning department or building department to see if everything is okay for me to place that building there. And by that I mean sewer, the water, everything, if we can connect it in order to have it placed there. So, but we got their approval, so that's
Yeah.
already something.
One down.
Yeah, that's one down, so.
Yeah, so that's great, yeah, so essentially, a lot of those are just like building and code requirements that we need to follow, and so.
And the portable office, where is it at?
Right now it's at the Laredo Food Bank. Frank Reyes, he's the president. He allowed us to place it there in the meantime. Yeah. Mhm.
So, yeah, thank you for that update. I think it was put on the agenda in case matters got too complicated and we weren't able to find a space to allocate it to. And it could potentially be the case depending on where the
And the
existing
sewer and
utilities
all that
are.
stuff.
And so, but I think for right now, it's not, I have no motion to entertain with that. I don't know if anybody has a motion.
I don't know if I can speak really quick. I thought it was more as like a what if or just in case we do need to sell in the future.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. I don't even know if I can allow that, but can a motion be passed like in case it cannot be placed for whatever reason, that the board allows it to be sold.
Wouldn't that be better to do after we find out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
then maybe at
Yeah.
our next
I
meeting,
think-
like let's not like vote for
Okay.
that if we
Okay.
might not need to.
Okay, yeah.
I would
Let's
say,
just
right?
wait on building
Yeah.
to see what they answer,
Yes.
and then we'll
Okay.
go from
And I will go from there.
I agree.
Did you get your site plan or do you need help?
Yeah, I was actually gonna talk to you about that,
Good.
yeah.
Okay, so I think that's probably in another action item. Let's go through, no further discussion in, action item 2. Okay, so action item 3, discussion and possible action to explore additional methods for increasing volunteer and community support at the demonstration farm and any matters related thereto. So my impression is that Cervato is going to
Mhm.
speak on this item. He's not here at the moment, so maybe we can table that, if he's able to show up before the meeting ends. Does anybody wanna?
We could motion to table.
Yeah, okay, so
Okay. I'll motion to table this item.
I'll second. Motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carries. Okay, so action item 4, discussion with possible action to authorize executive director to obtain quotes and proceed with the relocation of the shed at the Canseco house once a reasonable price is identified and any matters related thereto. So my impression with this action item is related to the second one, with the portable office. We're gonna have to move it, and as you mentioned, right now it's at the food bank.
No, actually, this is about the shed that's already located at the Canseco house.
Okay, yeah.
So we, before I got here, the organization was able to get a shed and we placed it next to the garage, right? But now that the city is asking to renovate Canseco, they're saying that we need to move it. But in order to move it, we need machines that we don't have available, and they're expensive. So I've been asking around, and over there, the organization or the business that sold us the portable office, they are willing to move it for us. But they're asking $950 as a quote. I've been asking around other places, and I have not been able to find someone that can move it because it is big. I don't know if you know the measurements.
And it's gonna be moved to where?
It's gonna be where the garden is over here in the corner. If it's there, we took the
If it's-
measurements.
yeah.
Yeah, if it's, and it's away from the fence, so it won't be a bother to
So
the
like on the other
renovation.
side of the garage?
No, so if you
There's like a middle space. so
yeah,
that
in the
you-
middle space, like
Oh,
ahí en la
okay, yes,
esquinita.
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it does fit there. The only thing is, I saw how they moved the portable office, and it's like a what do you call it? Un montacargas, más o menos, a little bit bigger. So they do have a machine, and they told us we can move it, but since they come down from the valley and everything, just to move it there, it's
From the valley, okay.
yeah. So I have been asking around here in Laredo, and
Have you tried
people
Home
and
Depot or?
well, Home Depot were the builders, but I
Like they wouldn't
haven't.
be
I don't know if they.
I don't think that's a bad price. I think it's not, it's under 1,000, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so we, I guess if it's over $500 and it's at the moment, the way our bylaws are, is that we'll have to approve it. I don't know if you all want to get a second quote,
Yeah.
or, if you all want to, proceed with this. So are we holding off on any reason for, not, I guess for deciding whether we will for sure move it to that location or not?
No, the thing we're waiting on is finding someone who provide those services. I have been asking around for about 2 months ever since you guys told me, and I haven't found anyone that's been able to do it.
And you have it documented, like who you spoke with and that they don't have that available?
I
or
can give you like I can do a
Because I
report
think
and
we
give you
have
that, but we have not had any luck here in Laredo.
Oh, yeah, that way cause you said it's over 500, like as long as we have, I think, that documentation saying that you did reach out and say Home Depot, yet no, they don't have it, or whoever.
Okay.
And then this is the one that did
Okay,
kind of
'cause,
do it.
Right now, the more we leave it there, it also holds back I believe you mentioned right there that it holds back from the city starting the construction, because it's
No,
like it violates.
The thing is, since it's not part of the lease and it's right there,
Yeah,
if
we're
you
breaking
look
the
at the
lease.
lease, the last page, it does say we have to modify the fence. So since it's there, we haven't been able to
Okay.
modify it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
we're
that's
kinda
not
holding
bad
back on the
price.
modifications due to that.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad price either, I just think they just document that who
Okay.
you spoke to and.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's the only option and you've been at it for 2 months, I mean, if
Yeah.
that's what, if there's funds for that, then I say we move forward, but.
Yeah, Oscar, by any chance, do you know if that's something that, is, I guess, within our financial constraint? Yeah.
It
And
would be.
in the budget.
It could be considered, yeah.
Maintenance,
Yeah, it could be considered maintenance. So it is, there is a funding for that.
Okay, so how does the board feel?
Would we motion to just go with that person and do the 950, or give him the 950 option, and if he ends up finding one more, like if he ends up finding Home Depot here local that can do it, he's already approved, or we're just going straight with that?
I think, personally, I would feel more
What do you-
comfortable
with
with,
that?
I would be, sorry, or maybe you could put that that's the limit.
That's
if
what I'm
anything,
saying.
so you know,
Yeah,
that
like
that's
I'm
the
saying-
limit, or, and then we can go from there, and if
That's
I
what
find
I'm-
something cheaper next week, you know, or
If
like I
not,
said,
you
Home
move
Depot or
forward.
Lowe's, and if it's cheaper, we go with the cheaper option.
If not,
This is,
just move forward with
This is urgent, assuming. like,
Yes.
Yeah, so
applicant-
It is.
Mhm.
I think if it's urgent, we should just pass.
yeah, I guess we can also put like a conditional approval, after, like, I think when you said like documenting, that no further quotes were provided by vendors X, Y, and Z, something along those lines.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all, I would feel more comfortable with that, but,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, because when I buy stuff here, the only reason I would need like 3 quotes is if it would be over
Yeah.
$3,000. So under 1,000 doesn't seem.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like you said, with the
To-
bylaws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And to be honest, I was expecting more when they told me, oh, we can move it and we give you a price, and they told me like, okay, I was surprised.
Yeah, under 1,000, that's good.
Mhm.
Does Building have any, contractors that they recommend for that kind of stuff, do you know? I know they've mentioned that,
They can call.
but I don't know if it was for moving.
You have the size of it, can you send it to me, Jose? Cause maybe I
Let's look it
can,
up.
maybe I'll my husband might.
Okay.
We move big stuff, like he knows.
Yeah, and
people
another
everywhere,
issue,
so
why we,
just make-
Is it bonding though? Don't you need insurance? Do they have
Yeah.
insurances, right?
But like
The
if it's
one- yeah,
Home
they-
Depot,
they
like
do.
it will be someone from Home Depot or someone from, like I can help you.
Oh, okay.
Check if I find someone.
and another
If not,
reason
we'll
we,
just move forward with.
another obstacle that we had was a tree trunk that was there, but we were able to, get that
Right.
removed as well. Cut it and it's out of the way, so now we can move the shed freely.
That's what I was also thinking, like the space to move it around, like it's,
Mhm.
cause whenever we've done like pumpkin patch with the trailer,
Yeah.
like it gets
Yeah, it's-
tricky,
Tricky.
yeah.
that was the biggest obstacle, the tree trunk, but we were able to get
Yeah.
the machine and cut it, and, you know, it's free, now we can move it freely.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't get another response, I feel like within tomorrow, then just go ahead and move forward with the one from the Valley or whatever.
It's E&E Portable, it's the same company that sold us the
The-
mobile office, but
okay.
I guess the people who move the offices and whatnot, that have the machines are from the Valley and they come down.
Oh, okay.
So that way I can, talk to them. They wanted me to move it during the Christmas break because they came down, I'm like, no, I need approval first, so. but,
Okay, yeah, I mean, if they can be quick like that, even better.
Mhm.
So what's the motion? I guess certified.
Let me try and see if I capture everything, so I'll entertain a motion to, authorize the executive director, with a limit of $950 to, proceed with the relocation of the shed, at Canseco House, if no other, reasonable price is identified.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
My kid's school started.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Can we?
We still have
She's
Brian,
outside.
Brian's here.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah.
yes, yay.
Did he get sworn in?
Last time you
Oh.
said
Oh,
no,
no,
right?
does it count? No, it
Last
doesn't
time
count,
you
right? So
said
we have to
no.
wait to pass that motion.
Oh,
Okay, we'll just wait.
okay.
So then,
Yeah, I
Which
remember
one?
that, really, that doesn't count, so.
Okay.
Do we take a quick recess? Like, that's what he said earlier, that we take a quick recess.
Well, hopefully it won't be too much longer.
Well, whenever you're moving stuff like that, you need to have confidence from the vendor that they can do it. Because there's people that might want to do it, but when it's not a new structure, they get kind of finicky about wanting to move stuff.
Yeah.
And so if they're willing to do it, it's like good.
No, and I saw them move the mobile office at the food bank. I was there when they delivered it, and it was the machine made it so quickly. Like they just place it on one side, they drag it in.
I mean, if you
Less than
already
minutes.
feel confident and know that they're gonna be able to do it, I guess just move forward with it. Like, if the limit is like, oh, whatever.
Oh, it wasn't.
Wait,
for-
can you
oh, there she
approve
is. There
it?
she
Yes.
is. Yes.
All in
That's
favor?
fine.
Alright, she's still on the way. You could kinda hear us from out there, huh?
Yes, sorry,
Okay,
sorry.
So
Okay.
we can,
Any opposed? Okay, none heard, motion carries.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go to item number 5, discussion and possible action on contracting independent auditor for the fiscal year 2025 audit and any matters related thereto. So this is something that's in our bylaws. We're required to do an audit, I think it's maybe like 180 or so days after the fiscal, 120 days after our fiscal year. And so it'll be coming up by the end of the month. So I don't know if we have a status update on the finding an auditor who is willing to certify that. Do you all know?
Well, we've been, we've been contacting or like we had to place it on our social media. We placed it on Facebook. We let everything know, what the audit was about. So far, we only have one quote or one proposal. I'm sorry. It's from the La Garza firm, CPA firm. The only thing is, he is charging. I do have the proposal here. I can send it through email to all of you. But the services that he's providing is independent financial statement audit, $11,700. Preparation of IRS Form 990, $1,000. So total fees of $12,700. Yeah.
For
So
like the amount of
well, I
budget we
know
have.
audits are expensive, but we don't have that many
yeah, that's something that
transactions for it to be that crazy.
and I've talked to other firms and CPAs
We
and
don't do that? You don't do
No,
we need to.
for that you're required to be peer reviewed and have a state license for the, yeah, they need that.
That's why.
I spoken to like
That's why it's
6-7
expensive.
firms about it, and they don't. A lot of them don't want to do it because it's tax season, and another reason is that our organization is too little. That it's like we have had a few saying you probably don't even need it,
Yeah.
but again we
But we need it
we
because
need
of
it
the-
because
The request for proposal, if I might chime in, the request for proposal is very specific. It includes everything that any CPA can use to provide a quote, an estimate. We included income, grants, total employees, total net assets. And one of my friends, where I showed him the post, he's like, nah, I don't think it's needed. It's very small. And we contacted the CPA that does the 990 for LCUAS, and they said the same thing. Look, at this point, the easier and the most cost-effective way is for you guys to add a clause on the bylaws that indicate that once you reach a certain net asset amount or
Then-
yeah, but my understanding when I was looking at the bylaws resolution, I think it needs to be approved by the city.
Yeah.
Council by
Yeah.
city.
Any changes to the
So,
bylaws?
yeah, so that might be, I don't know if that's a tough one, because first of all, if you guys don't update the bylaws, LCUAS will be against the wall with this CPA. Right? Now, the other thing is that I was telling Joe that it's just an estimate. If we tell him, look, is there anything that I can help with, Bobby can help with, Joe can help with, so you can lower the rate, I searched online and I checked with some friends from out of Laredo, out of town, and for those net assets, for the size of LCUAS, they're looking at from 4,000 to max to 7,000.
And it can't be like an outside firm where they just kind of, you send all the information, or they have to like
It could
physically
be.
come in?
yeah, as long as
Anybody
from
licensed in
Texas.
Texas,
Exactly,
anyone
as long as it's
licensed,
from Texas.
yeah, any CPA licensed in Texas, and of course they must comply with their compliance aspect of it. Like they need to be peer reviewed by another CPA firm, and so that's
Maybe
the
to
status.
outside of Laredo?
Yeah. By any chance, do you know of any companies like that might be able to do it? Like maybe non-local companies that would at least be able to provide us with a quote?
Do you know Caranco and Lawson?
I've heard of them, but I don't know them.
He was at the last Food Town event that we had, and they were there at the meeting. So because he was there, maybe we could ask them, and maybe
Yeah,
maybe
well,
they
I
could
mean,
do it pro bono.
The request
Yeah,
for proposal.
Carranco and Lawson.
If the board can help us spread that post, send it like to any CPA that you know, and tell them if they can submit something within 48 hours. Because the work itself of the audit, it's not gonna take them more than a week. I mean, there's very small transaction. Most of them, we already submitted the city with reports, with we already have the receipts. So the auditors have done, and then besides, in this case, we don't know the itemized charges. It's just a total like audit. If we negotiate with the CPA, like, look, can you assign the easy work to like the staff level, like the review, and then you can just do the final review of the audit. So that's.
And
the
is
thing.
this something that we have to, like, is there any way we can ask the city, like, for some sort of extension or some sort of like extension to where we can start an audit once for next year?
So this
or-
is not up to us, this is the bylaws.
Yeah,
so
So
it's
that has nothing to do with
Like you
the
guys will
city, that's
make the
the
recommendation.
organization. I've seen in other nonprofits that do it like every 5 years, every
Yeah.
2 years, depending on the size of that's also another option, to
Update on the bylaw.
update on the bylaws, correct.
But
Yes.
that has to go to council. So we
Yes,
have
it has to go to
make a-
council, and
a
then
decision.
it will be until February if we do revise the bylaws, because it's already passed the
So-
one.
So then we would have a finding in a sense, right, kind of like, not a finding, but yeah, we wouldn't be in
Well,
compliance.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be
Yeah.
in compliance, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so maybe we can let's look into other ones at least, that hopefully we can get someone below 4,000, like 4,000.
Yeah, no, 'cause
I
that,
can
that
provide,
company,
I'm sorry.
That company donated donates a lot of money, so they would maybe be willing to do pro bono.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That would be
Even
even better.
better.
I would say.
Yeah.
They're very
Yeah.
charitable, so,
And they attended the Food Town, so.
yeah.
Yeah,
Can
they
you
know
share?
a
Can you
little
share the
Yeah.
contact with
Do you have I can contact them, and I can also send everybody a list of all the firms and people that I contacted that gave me their,
Yeah.
you know, they told me no because of, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So you guys can have it as well, you know.
Yeah.
Just as an example, in my previous employment, I went through 7 years straight, clean audits. So how it works is that the CPA will send you a list of prepare by client list, which is like 4 items. Out of those 4 items, you have A, B, C, and D. Like copy the bylaws, copy the IRS letter. Like it's just a compilation of documents and information, and most of it is done in house. So $1,000, and the work is going to be done by
By
me,
you
by
all.
Joe.
Yeah,
by,
we're just gonna provide it.
Yeah.
For them to
Basically, we
review,
just- yeah.
basically.
Sign off.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that it's not like the CPA work is important, right? But in
Yeah.
this case, I think it's a little overpriced.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
It is overpriced.
And I think with one quote, it's hard to make that assessment too.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So maybe we had at least a second one we can.
And when do we have to have this audit?
By the 31st.
So that's gonna be hard, cause we'd have to have another meeting to approve
Yeah.
and,
So that's
Yeah.
or unless we say as long as we can get someone under 5,000, go with them.
Can we do that?
I think your bylaw. I don't know. Maybe it's probably different client, but I don't know if your bylaws allow like electronic voting. You guys can vote
I
electronic.
think they said no.
No.
we couldn't
I
do
think
it.
if the majority are, no, I don't even think we could do
No, it has to be
electronic
a-
voting. Yeah, I think we would have to meet again unless we kind of do like a broader,
What happened last
motion.
year? Like, do you guys take any action on maybe you guys can do the same action as last year and then just like cause
Last year, what, for what?
For the audit.
For this year's audit.
We barely started following that this.
So if the city council
Yes,
meeting,
we have
if
the first
the city council meeting is February, so the city council will vote on it, right?
To change it, you're saying, to change it.
Either
or
change
to
it, add a
extend,
clause,
or
yeah.
extend,
To help, yeah, like, or maybe every 3 years, starting fiscal year 2027. That gives you like more time to seek for it. Cause I don't really think, I think even 5,000 is
A lot.
like for the size of it. Again, LCUAS will first need to implement the policies that they don't have, but that would be like a recommendation from the auditors. Like there's some things in-house that need to be structured first in order for the auditor to come and start seeking, like asking for documentation and information. That's why the creation of the Finance and Budget Committee was made last time, so they can look at it at a committee level and just bring the recommendation to board.
Yeah.
So you guys won't have to be like always like everybody discussing the same items, which in reality, once I think it was Mayra, Servando,
And
Joe,
Bobby.
and there was 4 or 5 members.
Yeah.
And that way they can do the work, they can do the homework, and then we can,
Yeah,
okay,
the only
here's
thing
3
is right
proposals.
now, if we wait to do the extension in February, we already are not following the bylaws, that's to be by the
Yeah.
31st.
Oh, yeah, correct.
Yeah, we won't be able to, edit the bylaws at this point.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think maybe, who's here from the Finance and Audit Committee? Is anybody present?
No.
Okay.
Voting, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were just non-voting, which is.
Yeah, we're
Joe
non-voting,
and
so-
myself.
Okay.
Servando, Myra, and Bobby.
Okay,
But
so.
you guys can make the recommendation, like the either table or
Yeah, so,
amendment.
But it's
So we're
table to
gonna-
the next meeting, Crystal,
Yeah.
not
So we're gonna
compliance.
table it to.
Like a special meeting, it can be like a special meeting.
And have,
Yeah.
have the committee meet and receive their recommendations at our next meeting,
yeah, I think that,
right? So they can meet and then figure out what we can do and then bring, so the committee can bring it to the
yeah.
the
The plans to do
board.
this before the 31st.
We are gonna have to have an emergency meeting.
A
I
special
will not
meeting,
special,
yeah.
what we could
Special
do,
meeting,
like
yeah.
last week of January.
No, I think that I did
Yeah,
what I had
so I
before.
really can't.
Last week is maybe next
When is
week.
Myra coming back from?
I don't know, but I think right now it'd be good if you could like call the.
Chendo Caraco.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
if you
Yeah, I can
call
call
them.
it right now to the meeting right
Well,
away.
maybe we can call it, we can get that figured out and we can get him to
Yes.
do it, we can do
Yes.
it before.
Yeah, because he's super, super charitable. Like he donated a lot of land, and he did say like Galindo Boulevard. He's a developer slash public accountant, so
Oh, okay, cool.
he did say like
Okay,
Galindo.
that's
He did the park,
So then what are we doing with this?
and he's got a huge firm. Like everybody
Do
in
you
town
have
uses
his number so you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have his number and his son's number.
You can give it up at the meeting.
I'll send it to
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
So, my impression is that our goal is to try and get more quotes.
I
Like
guess that's
each
what I
of
was
the,
leaning towards, right?
each of the board members
Yeah.
are gonna try and either circulate it's a Facebook post, you
Yeah,
said?
it says, request for proposal, and it has all the information there, it has the contact information for Joe, so that the CPA can send the proposals via email.
Okay, so I think that would be like step one, is get everybody to share it, and if you can find a specific accountant that responds and can provide us with the quote to get it in, and I thinking we would have a special meeting next Thursday or Friday.
Special meeting for,
Yeah, special meeting.
for what?
Just for the audit.
For the audit, to approve the contractor that we're gonna go with, or the price that we're gonna use.
You might wanna set like a threshold on maybe, cause I was telling Joe that if you look at the funding sources, none of the funding sources indicate that, an audit would be paid for. Like Centerpoint has the expansion of the garden, MHM is expansion of the garden, Centerpoint is for the seats.
For the
of
seats
growth.
to swim, yeah.
And there's MHM, that's for the Zacatecas
That's a good
Community District Coalition, and then you have the city funding doesn't have a, unless they can get it from payroll, or we need to talk to the city to see where the money could come from.
Yeah,
For
and how much money
paying-
we have to
Yeah.
pay that.
For paying for the audit, yeah. So just FYI, because
We don't have a line item currently.
there's no line item to fund the
Specifically
audit
for that.
specifically, unless you guys do
How
like a
can we-
fundraiser.
How can we do that?
Yeah, you guys do a fundraiser, and then, like she mentioned, pro bono is very common. You get pro bono, or you get a sponsor, like, let's say Walmart is sponsoring 50% of a contract, it could work, just
Like-
keep in mind that right now there's no specific funding source for that.
So like sponsors that we've received, and sponsors and money made from sales from farmers market, whatever, like
Yeah.
anything, that can be used, right?
Any unrestricted funds could be used for that.
But do we have a total of what we have from that?
We can get a report, yeah. I mean, as of now, $10,000 will actually make you guys we'll make a dent on, because there was no allocation for the audit, you know what I mean, like in previous years. But there's some unrestricted funding from previous food towns, from previous sponsorships that could be used for that. Maybe,
Okay.
I would say as a ballpark, about 5,000, right?
Okay.
But I can get you an exact number, how much is available.
So Right now, currently, our categories, we don't have one specifically. for
Correct,
that.
yeah.
That's what's going on.
For, what I'm referring to, like in the future, every
Yeah.
time, when we start an annual budget, we already worked on the budget, but when we started, we have to set aside funds for an
that
audit.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So for now on, that's something you guys are
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, the
Yes.
allocate money for that.
Okay.
And is there, because this is a requirement in our bylaw, is there anything that's like, you know, procedural or business related expenses? Like I feel like if it's in our bylaws, we don't have really much of an option but to follow through with it. Like there's no other line item that could relate to, you know, procedural requirements of the organization or something like that.
It could come out of the like general operations. It would be like a general operations item.
I just feel like, I don't know, we had this conversation almost with the lease. You know, there's like, there's things that we have to do that it's like, we can't even really vote on because we're gonna have to do it anyways because it's either legally binding or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's just things that the executive director would have to be on top of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the potential impact of
Yeah.
having audited financial statements could open the door for like state funding, federal funding.
Yeah.
With what's it, the Gov SEPs?
Sam.gov.
SEP.gov,
Yeah.
for grants, federal grant will be able to apply for federal grant and state grants and whatnot.
With audited
Yeah.
financial statements, you could,
Yeah.
I mean, this shows complete
It's gotta be
transparency. It's complete
Yeah.
transparency, you know, it shows that nonprofit is following compliance aspects and then you can, the potential grows for you guys for funding. Like, with Frank, could be able to apply for
He
state
actually
funds.
called me asking about that today.
For state and for federal,
So I guess for, like, I think a lot of this is maybe more future planning, but for this, like our situation right now,
Yeah.
what can we, would you have like a recommendation of how we should proceed with, funding that audit? Or,
right now, there's money, there's funds in the bank. Now, for $10,000, you know, that it would have to, like, we have to, get funds for something, like a different pot, right?
yeah,
So, as of now, I think the best idea would be try to get a set up date, okay, let's say by Monday, let's see how many proposals we get. Because it's not hard to make a proposal for this size
Yeah.
of entity,
I
right?
think 10,000 or 11,000 for the amount of what we.
Yeah,
I
it's,
don't think
it's,
that's too much.
yeah, it's too much.
I think that would be priority number one, to try to get that,
Yeah.
those votes, and then set up a special meeting, once we have that.
And review, like, the meeting could be at the committee level and review the proposals at the committee level, and then, okay, we feel like this is the best because of experience, reputation, cost, etc. But yeah, if it's after the meeting, if you guys can share the request for proposal with anybody, just tell them that we're not modifying the date, but we could modify later, like because I think we had set December 28th as the final date for them to
Yeah.
submit the proposals. So just FYI, and then of course, because the bylaws right now, I mean, they could be modified in the future, but the city council meeting is until February,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you'll be out of compliance after that.
okay.
Joe, maybe that's something you can look at to see what things could be adjusted based
Mhm.
on what's going on, so
Mhm.
that in the future, this is not something we're constraining ourselves every 120 days?
120
Yeah.
days, yeah.
I
Is it
think,
commonly as 5 years, or?
I mean, it's just, there's only certain ways to get audited. It's either by the main donor, you have a big donor that was in most of my cases, what I've seen audits is because of the donor requested it. Okay, you get $300,000 a year, but there's 10% indirect for the audit. Okay, out of that, you can get 30,000 for the audit, right? And then the other one is when it's required by a governmental entity, in this case, is by the city. And again, it's two different EINs, it's two different, right now, even though it's a local government corporation, I'm sure that the city's like, the more independent you are, the better. Like, the more you see, the more, so, these are items that you guys need to start addressing.
Okay,
Maybe
so
this
maybe
is
the
something
finance
we
and
can-
audit committee.
we
Yeah.
can think of, that can suggest that maybe we can ask and we can go to city council in February or March, so be prepared for next year. And ask if we don't have to do an audit every
Every
year.
At least every 3 years. I would
At
say
least
for
every
this
three-
activity, yeah.
three-
Unless you got
yeah.
$1 million grant, then.
Yeah, then we will
Yeah.
change, yeah. But I think at least so we're not with this or have to pay another 4,000
Right.
for the amount of transactions I feel that we have.
So you when you mentioned, Luis, for me to look into, you're talking about that, right? Like the bylaws, so that we
Yeah,
can make
this is
different
future planning,
modifications
right?
with
Yeah.
the city and whatnot. Okay.
Correct.
Definitely.
I would say let's try and get through this
Because-
first.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
guess in terms of coordinating a special meeting,
Yeah.
is people have availability either next week on Thursday or Friday? I know
I do not have
with,
Thursday.
okay, not Thursday, Friday, does everybody have availability?
Friday,
Not this Friday, next Friday. So with, the city, we have to do 3 business days of notice, so,
That should be good.
I think
Yeah.
next Friday
Yeah.
I'd leave it.
Okay,
Usually I don't have
so, Joe, if you can just poll the board members and confirm,
Mhm.
and that way we'll have quorum, and then, you all are available on Friday?
Yes.
Can you, yeah,
Well, we
if-
have to post, right? We have a week, so we have to.
Do we have to post
Yeah,
something?
we'll have to
It's an
post. I mean,
emergency
3
meeting?
days.
Oh, 3
business
days,
days.
okay.
we need to
I think we
It's
can
on
post it,
Monday.
Let's say
yeah,
tomorrow.
by Monday.
It's all,
Let's try and get
only
it
the
in.
action
Yes,
item that needs
yes,
to be.
Tomorrow or
Yeah.
tomorrow?
Well, I can flex
Yeah.
it with that tomorrow.
I know.
You take that in earliest.
Well, I guess worst case we'll do.
Ah, no, para mañana me lo vi. O sea,
okay.
hoy o mañana me lo vi.
So then we're not
Pero
really
yo
gonna
sé
do
que
it
I mean,
right now,
it will be my
What?
first
We're not
impression.
Es lo
gonna-
mismo.
I don't.
No, I mean, this would be a
This will
motion
be for next week.
A motion to continue
to
looking
what
for.
Great.
yeah, create a special meeting.
You have a meeting at 3?
I don't know what date.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
don't
think
even
Friday
do that.
would be,
She needs to be.
I think that's
Um,
3. I think that.
No, that, she needs to have a meeting at 3. She has to
Okay.
leave, so I don't know if there's anything else we need to vote on.
Yeah, I guess we can just vote on that, right? Or,
Can we get Ryan sworn in, like?
No,
No,
is
it doesn't
there
come-
another thing on the list?
No,
that
like, can we get him sworn
we
in,
should
like,
get before she
Cause you
leaves?
just have to go to the city
Fine,
secretary's
it's
office, right?
important.
No, he doesn't need to do
it has
anything.
The speaker has to pass for him to be able to
Yeah.
motion.
No, I'm saying like if you could do it today, then we by next.
There's no need for an oath
Oh,
at city
no,
secretary.
no more? Oh, okay.
Wait, so when,
So-
so he's able to vote already?
No,
No,
next-
until next meeting, after the
Like,
meeting,
once
he
this
voted
takes
it,
into
yes.
effect?
Yes,
Okay.
correct, Friday, next Friday.
Okay, so we'll have a tentative.
Next Friday, he'll be
Yeah,
able to
next
vote.
Friday.
Yeah, he'll be able to
We
vote.
need
He's able to come down.
Motion for that.
I have a
mean, we
meeting
could
next
table
Friday
this
in San
item-
Antonio.
We
Yeah,
can't
sorry.
come down this Friday.
Sorry.
We can table this item time certain. So it would be the next meeting.
Okay, yeah.
You wanna do that?
Can
Yeah, I think we'll
What's
have
the
to.
rest for next Friday, like the ones pending, or no? For the emergency meeting?
No, we're in a special meeting.
The special meetings are basically only for the item
For
that is.
one item, okay,
For
got
the,
it.
the items
Mhm.
that are more important.
Got it.
If not, it's gonna be like a regular meeting,
Okay.
yeah.
So, yeah, I guess, do we need an item to call a special meeting?
No,
Okay, okay, so we'll, table this for, what was that phrase?
Well, we could time, yeah, time certain, which is the following meeting.
Okay, for time certain. Any other further discussion? Okay, so is there any other action item
I guess I
that?
could, do you want me to make a motion?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I make a motion to table this item, time certain.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carries. Okay, so, I know you have to leave at 3, is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh, you have a meeting at 3, so,
Don't know.
I don't think, I don't know if you all wanna review the other action items and, maybe we can vote on something if you all feel the need to, but.
Can I suggest which one?
Mhm, yeah.
Number 7 is just, the number 6 was just a time frame, but that's something that we don't have to vote on anything. It's just more the Conseco time frame. Number 7 is, to get approved contracting a general contractor to oversee and install the mobile office and get quotes and whatnot, but that would be depending on the budget. But right now, we just need for you guys to see if it's allowed within budget for me to look for a general contractor to oversee and coordinate installation of the mobile office.
To install, like anything that needs to be installed, I think.
Yeah, like the
Once
light,
it's approved,
sewer.
Plumbing, all that.
Once it's approved by building, that you can move the
Yeah.
office there,
Mhm.
correct?
Once
So
it's
we
approved,
really
yeah.
can't really vote on that right now,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I guess it's just more like for me to get quotes, if case, like the board allowing me to look for quotes and other
I
things.
think
we don't
this
need-
is very,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, okay,
I
perfect,
think
okay.
it doesn't
Do that.
need,
Perfect.
that needs to be done regardless, cause
Okay.
that's something that's
Yeah.
gonna.
Oh, okay,
For
okay.
us, it's just funding, as long as it's over 500, then you would have to get a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then
But
I can
start
do,
looking
okay.
for the
Yeah, yeah,
posts.
don't-
Yeah.
So then the only one left is number 8, that's the one, the other 2 are the same thing, it was just to allow for me to get quotes,
And it-
but
yeah.
number 8, for sure, we need to pass it.
Discussion.
So you
Oh,
have
so,
to go
no.
one by one, and you
Oh.
have to motion to move the item once you
Yeah.
have to read it, cause it's
Alright,
very
yeah.
important to
Okay,
we can't
so-
just like jump
Okay,
items.
sorry.
Okay, so action item 6, discussion and possible action on the status of the Canseco House rehabilitation project and timeline for property readiness and any matters related therereto. So,
This
I'll
item
make,
is.
I'll make a motion to table that, or what?
Yes.
To table that to our next meeting.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard, motion carries. So action item 7, discussion with possible action to approve contracting, general contractor to oversee and coordinate the installation of the mobile office unit at the demonstration farm and any matters related thereto. So, the discussion there is that the.
No action is required.
No action is required for selecting quotes. So, do we put it in?
So
I guess-
that one, there's no action, he's just reading it, how does? we
Yes,
go
you
for-
just read it, and then you just move on to the
Okay,
second.
number 8.
So A, discussion and possible action to revoke the prior meeting's approval of the executive director's spending authority in order to ensure compliance with the bylaws expense limit of $500 per transaction and any matters related thereto. So just a quick discussion here, that was not voted on, and it was confirmed in the approved meeting minutes from the November 13th, session. So there's no action needed.
No, there is,
No,
right,
no.
he's trying to, what are you trying to do with this one?
Revoke it because in the
No,
last meeting, it
and
wasn't.
if you look,
Oh, okay, my
oh,
bad.
sorry.
Oh, it wasn't revoked. I
It
mean,
wasn't
it wasn't
voted.
voted.
Oh, it wasn't,
It
oh,
wasn't
okay,
voted.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
It was
So
for
there's no
the-
need to revoke because
Right,
there
right.
wasn't voted
Oh, okay.
since the very beginning. Okay,
Number 9.
so no action needed.
No action needed.
Mhm.
Action item 9, discussion and possible action on approval of new electric company and price for LCUAS at Canseco House and any matters related thereto. Okay, so that one, we had, along with the utility bill and the electricity bill, we need to, essentially get all our, utilities under LCUAS as per the lease. And so, you can just go ahead and look for quotes, you don't need approval for that, but once you have all the quotes, then you come to us and, make a recommendation on who the cheapest vendor is or whatever your rationale is, and then we'll vote on that.
Okay.
So, no action needed on that item. Action item 10, discussion and possible action on approval of irrigation timer transfer from Canseco House basement onto the yard and any matters related thereto. So essentially, that's something that's gonna need to happen because the timer's currently in Canseco House proper where they'll be constructing. So we will need to remove that irrigation system out of the building and into the property. We met with,
Victor.
Victor Navarro from Parks, who he helped install the irrigation, so he recommended a place outside of the building. But I don't know if we can table this one just to have
Yeah.
further discussion later.
I can
So-
look for quotes again if anything, just prepare for the next.
Yeah.
That's another, item that's tied to funds? Like,
Yeah.
do we,
Yes.
does it need it?
Mhm.
But he
Yeah.
still needs to look for
The
quotes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I was just under the impression that I needed approval in order
To
for me to
look
get
for
quotes,
quotes,
but
yeah,
if not,
no.
then perfect, now I know, for
Yeah.
future references.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
cause you're gonna wait every month for this, it's
Yeah.
gonna take longer, and if there's things that need to be
Mhm.
done, I'd
Yeah,
rather do
just,
Okay.
Yeah,
do it. and
but
then-
we'll select
Yeah.
once you get the quotes, we'll make the selection.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay.
Or
Right.
approval.
Sorry,
We'll
it's just a
approve your
misunderstanding
recommendation.
for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so, let's table that for the next meeting.
Are
and-
you making a motion to table it?
Oh, yeah, I make a motion to table that meeting.
second.
All in
Sorry,
favor?
we keep
Aye.
items.
Aye.
Meetings.
Any opposed? None? Okay, none heard, motion carries. So we will not have an executive session, and I make a motion, to adjourn the meeting at 2:53 PM.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Alright,
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard, motion carries. Thank you.
thank you.